Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I am Adam McKola. This is Manchester United transfer news live stream after the reports are coming through from France yet again regarding a Manchester United midfielder. This time, Ander Herrera. They're saying Ander Herrera is set to join Paris Saint Germain and it is a done deal. They do not expect him to be staying at Manchester United. They do not expect him to be signing for any other club but Paris Saint Germain, and that is the news coming from RMC in France, who are reasonably reliable with stuff that comes regarding Paris Saint Germain. But Manchester United against Paris Saint Germain, where we beat them in France, was obviously us getting one over them, but now they've got one over us, and our season may have peaked in Paris. But will our Basque midfield player be peaking in Paris as well? Will he go there and win a couple of league titles and so on? Maybe he will. But it's a disappointing one. Look, we've heard the rumours for a long time now that Ander Herrera could be going to France, could be going to Paris Saint Germain. We've all hoped that he'd sign a new contract at Manchester United. It hasn't happened. He hasn't signed a deal here. So obviously, he's available to speak to other clubs now. For a while, it's been rumbling on that, Ander Herrera is speaking with other clubs. He's speaking with Paris Saint Germain, and he could be set to go there. Now, it seems it's done. There's not even a rumbling, even in today's press conference when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was speaking about Herrera, speaking about him being back from his injury, speaking about him being back in training and potentially back available for selection today, at the weekend against Chelsea, and now this comes straight out after that. And he wasn't in the press conference, he never once said, hopefully we get some news regarding his contract soon. He probably is resigned to the fact that he's off as well, and that's maybe why he's been resigned to using him. And Ander Herrera's career has been a weird one at Manchester United. I think he's a fantastic player. I do think he's a tidy player. I like him. I've enjoyed watching him, and I've always thought though we could have got more out of him. Whether it was a manager's fault, whether it was his fault, whatever the case has been, I've always thought we could get more out of him. Under Van Gaal, I thought he was criminally underused. He should have been used more. He provided energy, but maybe under Van Gaal's rigid system, Herrera wasn't a kind of player that he wanted. Under Mourinho in the season when we won the Europa League and the Capital One Cup, I thought he was fantastic that season. I think he got a Players Player of the Year or Player of the Year or something like that. And he really did well that season. And you just thought, this has been the making of Herrera now. And we even thought, Mourinho and Pogba and all that at that time, we thought it would blossom into something, and Herrera could be the middle of that as well. Unfortunately, the following season, he wasn't used as much, whether that was an issue between himself and the manager, whether the manager didn't fancy him, whether it was form, because his form wasn't great even when he did play. He didn't kick on under Mourinho, and now under Ole, he's been used by Ole, and I think United's form has dipped off ever since Ander Herrera's been out of the team. Pogba's lacked that little bit of freedom. Herrera brings that balance into the midfield. And Ole obviously hasn't used him in recent weeks now. I think that is because of the rumblings in regards to Paris Saint Germain, in regards to him signing a deal with them and not signing a contract at Manchester United. Now, in the long term, it makes sense, because in the long term, you want players that are going to be around at Manchester United to be helping build the side and to be playing in the side. But in the short term, I think we would have been able to use Ander Herrera in the team, and we haven't been able to do that because obviously he's been injured, or he's been actually injured, or we've just not been using him because of the fact that he's been leaving. So Herrera's career at United has been disappointing. He has won trophies. He's won everything apart from the two big ones, the Premier League and the Champions League. He's obviously lifted the FA Cup under Van Gaal, the Europa League, the Charity Shield, and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. He never lifted the Premier League. He hasn't lifted the Champions League. That's not just his fault. I think he could have been a part of a championship winning team, but United obviously never had a team to do that, and unfortunately Herrera's going to be going, and it'll be an unfulfilled United career. It'll be one that you feel like he could have done more. One that you feel like there was maybe another contract in it, another few years at United, and he could have pushed on and, maybe done some bigger and better things. I felt like he could have been a part of the rebuild under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But if he's going to leave for a bigger payday and, titles, guaranteed league titles in France, if United haven't stumped up the money that he feels he's worth, you hear of rumblings of discontent amongst the Spanish lads because, we look at Mata's not signed a contract, De Gea's not signed a contract, and the rumours do persist that there's rumblings of discontent under the Spanish contingent at United because of the way transfers are done. Contracts are dealt with in regards to the English players and those other players. And it may be a good, valid point as well. We seem to be being harsh on players like Herrera who maybe have more to offer, and we're giving out contracts willy-nilly to the likes of Smalling, Jones, Young. Even when we gave Mourinho a 5-year contract or a 3-year contract extension or what it is, and we didn't go on to push on from there and back him. We've made some strange decisions, and look, if Herrera's asking for 250, 300 grand a week, he doesn't deserve that. I think you can get bigger and better players on that kind of wage. But when you look at, Sanchez, the money he's on, and what he's contributing to the cause, I know Sanchez is kind of like an anomaly, but you can understand then why players like Herrera, who maybe have more to offer to the team, De Gea, Pogba, are starting to think, I should be on more money. Now, as fans of Manchester United, that's not ideal for us. We want players to be committed regardless. We would play for United for free. That's because we're fans. But these players are footballers. That's their career. That's their jobs. And ultimately, they want to be valued and they want to be respected and they want to feel like their contracts are up to par with players that are at their level or players that are below their level, you know what I mean? So you can understand why that Sanchez deal and other deals being handed out may cause issues if those rumours are to be true. But ultimately, Herrera leaving Manchester United, bigger and better players have left the club and we've recovered. The problem for me is I feel like Herrera is one of those players that we didn't need to push out or we didn't need to let go. Because when you look at the team, there's plenty of others that you need to get rid of. And can we trust Manchester United, the board, to be able to get rid of 4, 5, 6 players in the summer? In addition to that, you've got Herrera leaving. You might have Mata leaving. And, if we let go 7 players in the summer, are they going to be able to replace them? Now, evidence would suggest over the last couple of years that we've had hit and miss summers. I think some summers have been fantastic. The one where we got Ibra, Pogba, Bailly, Mkhitaryan, I think that summer was pretty good. But other summers haven't been great. Last summer, we looked around us in the Premier League. We needed a centre-half. We didn't get a centre-half. And that was one of the big things I agreed with on Mourinho. We needed to go out there and push the ball out for a centre-half, and we didn't. And you look now, that's a problem that's come back to haunt us. I said in predictions for this season, we wouldn't challenge for the league, or we wouldn't win the league. And if we didn't, we wouldn't win the league because of our centre-half positions. And I feel like that has been the case. We need to invest in areas, midfield, wing, centre-half, full-back. And with players leaving that you could probably keep in the squad, that could probably start games for you, and then you've got to replace them, it's a bigger summer ahead. So, yes, Herrera is replaceable. Yes, bigger and better players have left. But it's a player that I don't think we should be losing, especially at this point in time when we need to undergo a massive rebuild. Now, we're here on Full Time Devils to get your opinions as well. Now, we've got over 800 people watching at the moment. Let us know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. Biggest deadwood needs to be Ed, says Philip. Amos says Herrera gone for real. It's not 100% yet, but these are the rumours. A jersey with your name on it. What age are you? 14. This was sent to me actually by Coca-Cola. I haven't worn it, hence why I use it in videos. And it's got a number 12 on it. Do you think I would get a number 12, which is Chris Smalling's shirt number, on a shirt for myself? Do you really? Come on. Come on. Timo is unhappy with this news. More work needs to be done, not getting rid of the right players, says Tim. Roy says, why are we crying over Herrera? Loads of you are just arguing in there, as you normally do on YouTube comments. That seems to be the drill these days, doesn't it? Herrera is a lot more consistent than Fred and has a better creative approach to Simon. He's come through that Bilbao school. He knows how to play football. He knows how to pass and move. I just feel like we've never utilised him properly. There's been that one season where he's really had a proper good... Now, that may be his fault. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like if we had a manager there that just loved him, I feel like Ali probably would have been good for him a year or two ago. Maybe he wouldn't be leaving, but yeah, man. Eddie's making us too much money. Yeah, he's not going to go for that reason alone. Kilimanjaro. That photo is from Crystal Palace when Fellaini scored. Good times. Someone says Neves guarantees success as Carito. Neves is a baller, isn't he, mate? Absolute baller. The team news is, though, for the Chelsea game, that Herrera could be involved. So that one's interesting. Also, the Sun with a story on Pogba today, but we don't want to pay the Sun any attention, do we? Kane says, what's happening? I'm late. For those guys that are late, Ander Herrera, the reports from RMC in France is that Ander Herrera to PSG is a done deal. And they're just waiting for official confirmation. It's going to be a 4 or 5 year deal. Ian says, bad news. He's a grafter. We have dipped since he hasn't played. We need leaders. Fergie always brought in players who had fire in their belly. I don't know who's hoovering up. Maybe it's because my mic is by the laptop, and maybe you've just got a load of noise from the fan. Anyway, on that note, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching Full Time Devils. Make sure you're keeping it liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I'm going to be getting out of here now. That's the latest news on Ander Herrera. Remember, we'll be back with more this weekend surrounding the Chelsea game. We've got reaction from Old Trafford. Hopefully United take a step closer to the top 4 in Champions League football so we can get our rebuild on in the Premier competition in Europe. I do not want to be in the Europa League. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, get your thoughts in. And Ander Herrera in the comments below. And for now, I'm Adam McKola. We're out of here.